Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading for Gemini. Now, as this is a collective reading, not everything will resonate. Please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there. Now, this reading today is a finance reading. So it's regarding the collective's financial circumstances and how you can potentially improve them. Now, I'm not here to advise of what you need to invest into. It's just simply some messages from Spirit on what you could do to potentially improve your circumstances. Now, if you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anyone else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed, please do that. And if you hit that notification bell, it will let you know when I do post new content. Now, as always, this is a timeless reading, so whenever it falls into your feed is when it should be relevant. But today is the 17th of September when I am recording this. So let's get into your reading. And Spirit is already chucking out 2 cards at me. Can we get 2 more? So it's slightly different spread to normal for the finance reading. But still just as in depth. Okay, so your overall energy then, we have the 9 of Cups. Now this is very much telling me that you are trying to relax. You want your hard work to pay off for you. You're very much trying to have that, have your cake, not have your cake and eat it, but you've done all your hard work. You now just sit in or you want to sit and wait for everything to pay off. You want to see the fruits of your labour. Now, in your current position, we do have a 3 of Swords. So this is what the state of your finances are at the moment, or how you're dealing with them. Now, this is telling me that you are feeling like you've had a bit of a financial loss potentially recently. You are trying to recover from that. Now, it is telling me that you do need to make sure that you act. So it could potentially be that at this point in time you are trying to make sure that you act to recover any financial losses. Now, let's get some clarification on that 3 of Swords. I'm using my new decks that my friend got me for my birthday today. My birthday wasn't today, but they're the decks I'm using today. I'm a Virgo. My birthday was at the end of August, so it was very nice of her. I turned 40, so she bought me some tarot cards as my birthday gift, which I very much appreciate. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. I'm just trying to show you different art hand. 2 of Wands. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse to clarify that 3 of Swords. So that High Priestess then is very much saying that you are currently spending very wisely. You potentially want to give to charities. However, that could have been what got you in the position of losing money. So you are trying to spend really wisely at the moment. You're trying to recoup any losses that you've had, trying to make sure that you don't get yourself into any financial pickles. We do have the 2 of Wands there that are saying that you are trying to look at what your end game is. You're very much trying to make sure that you have got what you need and you're trying to work out where it is that you're going to be going. Now, the 5 of Pentacles is telling me that you do feel that you are temporarily stuck to achieve your goals, and that is potentially because of this financial loss. But you are aware that it is just a temporary pause within that. Now, what you have in your challenges, we have this 10 of Wands. So this 10 of Wands is currently in the reverse. This is very much telling me that money, to you feel like money is a bit of a burden. You don't necessarily promote money or do anything with it to promote that you've got money. It could be that maybe you want more money and you feel that because you've got to go after it, or you've got to work hard, it's just a big bother. You're potentially somebody that has to deal with all the finances in your household, maybe, and trying to get what it is that you want in order to sit back and relax. So you are potentially really burdened with it. So let's get some clarification on this Ten of Wands as well. You got one more? Okay, two more. So we have the Two of Cups. In the reverse, we have the Eight of Wands. In the upright. I love these. They're so shiny. This light doesn't do justice to them. We have the Magician coming out sideways, and we also have the Four of Cups coming out sideways. That's smoke from the incense, not the cards on fire. So yeah, so with this Ten of Wands then, so this Two of Cups is very much, you could double your money, but you can't be bothered because it's too much of a burden. It's a big challenge for you to try and increase your finances at the moment, but you're aware it is something that you can potentially do. You do have some inheritance potentially, or some unexpected money coming your way. And again, it feels, that could be very much why you feel like you can double your money. But to you, having that money there is also a burden because you very much don't know what you want to do with it. So it could very well pose a big challenge to you to have that extra money. It could very well be maybe you were somebody that was not a particularly great spender, because we do have the Magician coming out in a challenge position, coming out to the side. Now, the Magician is very much, when he's in the upright, is somebody using money in a rational way. When it's in the reverse, they don't use it in a rational way. They're very much just a complete impulse purchaser. Now, it can also suggest that money isn't necessarily obtained in the best ways as well when it's in the reverse. So depending on how you got that money, could be a bit of a challenge. Maybe somebody got it and then passed it on to you in less than honest way. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of you maybe very tempted to do some impulse shopping. Maybe you've got a few things that you want to buy. Maybe you want to go on a holiday, take a bit of time to relax. And we do also have the Four of Cups that's coming out to the side, which is very much telling me that you'll also, one of your challenges is that you don't actually keep track of what you're spending. So if you are lacking funds, you find it a bit of a challenge to sit there and analyse where you're going to be saving money. Maybe you don't do that enough. You can find that as a big challenge. So very much then to do with money, your main burdens then that are coming on that I can see is trying to have enough money. When you do have money, spending it in a rational way can be very challenging, and then also making sure that you are keeping a track of where you are spending that money. Now, your advice on how to improve your situation, we have the World in the reverse, and we have the Ten of Coins in the reverse, or Pentacles. They're coins in this deck. So the World then is very much telling me that you don't always have to be extremely productive to earn and save and invest. So, potentially what you are trying to do, maybe you're trying to do too much. It's telling me that, you can calm that down a little bit. You don't have to do everything that you're trying to do in order to get what you need. So it could be very much that maybe you're working 2 or 3 jobs where you could just work one job but at a higher rate. And I know that higher paid jobs are really hard to find, let's face it. But there is that potential. It could be that you could work for yourself and make more money. It could be very much that you're in a job that you don't enjoy, and you're looking at it as you've got to be in that job because it's paying the bills, but your bills could be paid somewhere, another job. It's very much suggesting to me that you may be working too much and you're not, you're doing too much potentially. And you're very much somebody that works hard and you're aware that you need to be productive to earn and save. But this is telling me that now isn't necessarily the time to be doing that, okay? The 10 of Coins is also telling me that if you do have a bit of inheritance coming your way or a bit of money coming your way, it's okay to spend some on yourself. You may find it a big challenge, but it's actually okay to enjoy some of that money. You don't always have to scrimp and save. All right, let's get clarification of that World card and the 10 of Coins. That's too many cards to come out. Well, that's not even a card. That's the front of the pack. So blank cards there. So we have the Hermit in the reverse. We have the Three of Wands. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful little bee. Very busy on there. But that's in the reverse as well. And then we have the Empress. And the Empress is in the upright. So the Hermit is telling me, with it being in reverse, that you don't need to pick anything now to invest into. You don't need to look at the long term at this point in time. It's very much telling me that, at this point in time, like I say, it's telling me that it's not the time to be hoarding your money. The Three of Wands is also very much, when it's in the upright, it's telling me it's time for investment, but it's come out in the reverse. So it's telling me it's not the time for you to sit and invest. So why that is, I couldn't tell you. I suppose it depends on what it is you're trying to invest into. If it's a property, maybe it's not the time to invest into it. I know there's I've watched a few videos, other people's tarot videos, and when they talk about astrology, some people keep saying we're going to have another market crash, and there's a few other different ones saying that, it's something to do with the planet alignment. So I'm not 100% sure on astrology. So I couldn't tell you on all the alignments. I'm trying to think of the videos that I watched. I think Baba Jolie is one of the ones that I watched recently, where she talks a bit about the astrology. There was another one. I'm trying to think of who else it was that I watched. But there's a few of them. And yeah, they were talking about the astrology behind things and how, the new moon, the full moon and the eclipse that's coming up, and how it's all going to play with financial stock markets, etc. So it could be something to do with that. I couldn't tell you, to be completely honest, because I don't really know the astrology side of things. It is something I'm looking forward to learning, and I am going to be learning that, but at this point in time I'm just doing my tarot cards. But yeah, very much it's telling me that it's not time to invest. However, you have got money coming in. You don't need to worry about money. This Empress is very much telling me that you're going to achieve all the goals that you want, not just the objectives. So you've got your long-term plan. You know what your long-term plan is. It's not time to invest fully into it though. So if your long-term plan was to buy a house, then it's potentially not time to buy a house. Now, obviously, you can do whatever you want. All I can tell you is what the tarot cards are telling me. They're telling me that it's not time to invest. And for some reason, that is very much confirmed with two different cards. And a 10 of Coins telling you to spend a little bit on yourself. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, very much you are going to still get your goal that you want. You're going to have it at the end of the day. It is still going to come in for you. But it is okay to treat yourself in the meantime. So potentially you may be somebody that is doing a lot of working and not really looking after yourself, and you could be on the verge of burnout. And that could be why it's telling you it's not just the right time to get your goal, because if you do invest into something, it's going to mean you've got to keep working, because I don't know, if you buy a house, you might end up with a mortgage. You've still got to work to pay off the mortgage, and the mortgage might be really high. You know, if it's something where you are investing into a brand new car and you get it on a bit of finance, again, you're going to end up having to pay that. So it's telling me that maybe it's time to enjoy yourself a little bit first. Spend a little bit of that money. You're still going to get whatever it is you're planning at, but it's going to be, your long-term goal. It doesn't have to be now. So it's absolutely fine to enjoy yourself as you're going along, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself out. Now, if you manage to take that advice and you do, spend a bit on yourself, take some time out, and just enjoy yourself a little bit, look after yourself. We do have a 3 of coins in the reverse. Now, that 3 of coins is very much telling me that you will no longer be stressed. You will, you're aware that money can give you stability and options. You're also aware that it doesn't buy you happiness, but you will be happy. You're going to have a happy outcome. And yeah, like I say, you're not going to be stressed with it either. Let's get clarification on that 3 of coins, please, Spirit. So potentially those ducks that you've been waiting to come in. Is it ducks? You've got your ducks in a row. Get one more, please, Spirit. How many is that? That's more than one. That's 3. We'll take them anyway because it's the last card. So you've got the Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Now everything's pretty much come out to the side, which is suggesting that they're all a bit of a challenge. So we've got the Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles there. We have the Sun card. We have the Ace of Cups. And then we have the 4 of Wands. Now, one thing I will say about your spread, you've got a lot of reoccurring numbers. You've got a lot of 3s. You've got a few 10s. You've now got a few 4s. And we also have a few 2s. There's another 3 there. So if you are seeing reoccurring numbers anywhere and signs in synchronicities, it usually means that you are on the right track, that you are on the right path that you've been put on. But sometimes there might be a small message for you, and if you have a look up at the message, I Google meanings behind reoccurring numbers, and it usually means that your spirit guides and your angels have got a message to give you, just to help keep you on the right track and keep you progressing forward. Right, so this Queen of Cups then coming out to the side. So she's very much telling me that you're going to have some good ideas about finances. Some of them could be a little bit challenging. You may be looking at learning some new things with regards to finances. Potentially your outlook on finances could be changing. It's all to do with your financial philosophies and how you like to look at things. The whole look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves, that kind of philosophy. Obviously you probably got a lot more better ones, and that's the only philosophy I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, so very much your way of saving, any kind of financial philosophies that you've got. You could be learning some new ones, changing up how you're dealing with things. The Page of Pentacles then is telling me that you are still going to find it a bit of a challenge to assess what it is you've got, so they can look where you can redistribute it. Now, you already had that as a challenge over here. You don't particularly like looking at your income and where you're spending it to save extra money, but that is something that you are going to still continue to find a bit of a challenge moving forward. That could potentially be why your philosophies are going to be changing, because you're learning how to do that. The Sun card is telling me that you need to be bold and confident with whatever it is you're going for, whether it's saving money, getting a new job, spending. But in order to have prosperity, you need to have that boldness and confidence and enthusiasm to go for what it is that you want. So you need to make sure you've got your plans in place of how you're going to get there, which is very much your Empress, achieving your end goal, but making sure that you're getting all your objectives in the meantime. So very much having your step-by-step plan for your manifestation, seeing how you're going to get there, visualizing yourself having it at the end, and visualizing you achieving all the other steps in the middle. And then we have the Ace of Cups as well. Now that again has come out to the side. So very much any new opportunities that do come out around you, you could find it a little bit of a challenge. Maybe you are not sure what you're looking at. Again, with your financial philosophies, you could be changing the way that you're viewing things. But this is suggesting to me that you're going to be taking a very careful look at anything that's coming your way. And it could be a little bit of a challenge. Maybe you think some things are too good to be true. Maybe you think that they're not. And it could be that you might be being a little bit indecisive because you may be a little bit worried. But don't forget, you need to be bold and be brave and enthusiastic. So it's very much tying in with that Sun card, having the bravery to take those new opportunities that come along when they look good. Okay. And then we have the Four of Wands. Again, spending on yourself. Very much telling you that it's okay to continue spending on yourself. Now, it is coming out in a challenge position, so either you may spend, very little on yourself, because here it's telling you it's okay to spend on yourself. And that's telling me here, it is still okay to spend on yourself. You can still find that challenging. Now, you could get yourself into a position where you end up enjoying spending on yourself, and you may like to spend maybe a little bit too much on yourself than what you would. So you just need to remember your end goals. It is okay to spend on yourself, absolutely fine. Just remember what your goals are at the end, and don't go overboard, because you don't want to end up undoing all the good that you have been doing, because you are trying to wait for all the good to come in towards you. So by all means, spend on yourself, but make sure that you are keeping an eye on that end goal. And yes, have that plan to know if you're spending this on yourself, this month or whatever, what are you going to be doing next month? How are you going to, how are you going to get there? And don't go overboard, because it's one of those there's so many things that you can spend on yourself, and sometimes you can get slightly cheaper things than, let's face it, if you get addicted to buying designer clothes, yeah, absolutely lovely, but you don't have to go and spend 10 grand on loads of new things if you're trying to save 20 grand towards a mortgage. If you've already got 15 grand, you're not going to go and spend 10 grand of it and have another, make sure that you're doing it in moderation and be sensible with regards to spending on yourself, not blowing everything that you've already been saving. It's more spending on yourself to keep yourself healthy and happy, and not overwhelmed and burnt out. So if it's something where you need to go on a holiday, go on a holiday. You don't have to go and spend a fortune on a holiday, though. You could just take a quick trip away somewhere, cheap, an Airbnb in a city break or a beach, Right, so we've got you some Angels of Abundance cards as well. So we've got focus on your priorities and an abundance mindset. So very much manifesting, and again, making sure that yes, it's okay to spend on yourself, but potentially not overdoing it if you really do enjoy it. So focus on your priorities then. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and the intention that they deserve, or that they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So potentially you may have a family and you may be working a lot and not looking at your family, and you might need to look at your priorities, spend a little bit of time with them. That could be where this spending money comes in, because it's not always spending money on yourself. Yes, it does say spend on yourself, but that can also be spending time on yourself, spending energy on yourself, but also spending it with others, doing things that you want to do. So we also have the abundance mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think and speak of abundance as something you already have and in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. So very much you showing that, telling yourself you already have abundance, you already have what you want, you already have, what it is you need, you've already got all the money that you could want, you've got the house that you need, everything like that. Telling yourself that you have got the abundance already will help change your mindset a little bit as well. So that could be where your financial philosophies could come in with a bit of a change. Telling yourself, you've already got what you need. It will also help you stop looking at money as being a burden, because it will help you free up that you don't need to make a lot more because you've already got what you need. Right, I hope you enjoyed that reading today, Gemini. Good luck with your finances. I hope that you do, improve them if you need to. If you did enjoy your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. But very much good luck and thank you for joining me.